Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
I mean, this doesn't sound like a real voice, but it
does sound like the right connection.
You got, what was that? How does that go? You got the wrong song. You got the right. Come on, you know how that goes.
I've been in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. I've been in the right drill. But it was
I like that guy. Is that shine on?
No,
Harvey
you're thinking
Moon.
that's Leon Redbone you're thinking of, as opposed to Dr. John.
I knew it wasn't Leon Redbone, but I couldn't stop.
Oh, shine on, harvest moon, open the sky. Shine on, harvest moon.
When I was a young kid, I thought there was only 2 black performers. UB Blake.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I tried to make it funny, but whenever I get into anything
It was
racial,
a flawed premise.
yes. Hey, it would be the first time, right?
True that.
I will say one thing. I know I did watch 3 episodes of the show that we talk about, which I will do want to talk about, and I have a lot, not mixed feelings, but I'm enjoying it. But they do say "wait, what" a lot.
Yeah. No,
but this is happening everywhere now.
It's everywhere.
Josh.
It's pervasive. It's just part of it's a tick that we're going through.
Yeah, we'll get past it.
Yes.
But we don't have to talk about that now. But I just want to let you know I did my homework. I didn't watch all 10.
There's one.
There's
a State Farm commercial with Chris Paul in it that plays a lot during the playoffs, and he's got just this big naked. Wait, what? And it's hard. It's hard to get through.
Now, are those the ones where, come on, State Farm, Bobby, I'm giving you the same exact deal as everybody gets?
No, these are, it's still Jake from State Farm. Don't get me wrong.
I've come to the conclusion that Liberty Mutual is an evil, horrible, humorless organization, and I'm just basing it on their commercials.
Yeah. Well, the fact that they put so much on the fact that people would actually call it Limu, which would make emu make more sense. But they don't call it.
Which one? He's not Doug. The funny thing is, he's Doug.
Yeah, but he's the Limu emu. This is how they got to it.
That's how they got the commercial.
And yet they still don't call it Limu. They call it Liberty, Liberty, Liberty.
Liberty. Don't you think at some point he would figure out that it is a bird that he can't communicate with, or that's
no? I think he thinks he can communicate with it.
So maybe you don't want. And also, is it really that great that they? Shouldn't you always just pay for? I'm sorry, just pay for what you need. Well, isn't that the way business works?
I feel a sting coming on.
Ow! It's not TV. Not TV. It's those commercials that get me. It's not TV. Not TV. It's those commercials that get me.
I mean, come on, people. Don't overpromise is all I'm asking.
That's right.
Liberty. Oh, the worst one. Here's a terrible one. And and I've told you this so many times.
And the worst one is...
No, I told you this so many times. It's not the TV that bothers me. It's the programming. Although sometimes that gets to me. It's these commercials. It's the guy with the wet teddy bears.
Yeah, I knew that one would bother. That I actually watched that through your eyes. It bothers me so much.
And he's right. Why is he rushing? Because it's a bad premise. It's not his fault.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a terrible. I do things a little different. Wet teddy bears. Wet. I do things a little bit different. Wet. Dry water here.
Yeah.
I do things a little bit different.
All right, you're not exactly upping the stakes.
Okay, I got it. I do things a little different. I sell wet teddy bears and then I put them in some kind of I can't think of the word of the place under the street.
Insert joke here. Insert joke.
Get your joke here. Hot jokes here. Nobody wants to see that. No. Seriously, We're not 150 years old. Are we old-timey people? Get your thing here. Get your old premise here.
Andy Kindler's hot takes here.
Yeah. Beer here. Old jokes here. Old jokes. This is when Susan doesn't know if she should call someone or... You know what? You have been served, Liberty Mutual.
Yes.
You are on notice.
Also, comedy just sent you a cease and desist order.
That's right. Liberty Mutual. You can't even get you couldn't even get a letter from the comedy department. You're in the wrong department, Liberty Mutual. All right, shut up.
All right.
Shut up, you and me.
I was done a while back.
Yeah, you were done, so it really is me. But I like to get mad at you because it feels better.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't you?
You're a big implicator.
Yeah, I know. I am. I definitely am one of these people. He said when I was a kid, I go, he's talking about you. And then I go to the other guy, he's talking about you. I would do stuff like that. Not a very good kid. I wasn't a good person. I wasn't helpful.
Hold on, I have to scold my dog. 1 second. Go. All right, I'm back.
Oh, Josh, that was really bad. I am so upset about that. I'm going to have to tell people. You can't talk to a dog that way. You cannot go say to a dog, hey, I'll be over here. You go over to this area.
It worked. She turned around and left the room.
Hey, Lucky, go over the thing, do the thing, and I'll speak to you later. And then, if you were
I'll be back in 5 minutes, I assure you. But
if you were if you were a camera person, how tired would you get of like filming things like Lassie's reaction shot or animal reaction shots that you had to fill out the time with? Like I like when a dog actually puts its paw over its head because it's so embarrassed.
Sure. And you think you'd get tired of that?
I never get tired. I'm never a fan of the moving pet mouths though. That always creeps me out.
Yeah.
I like kibbles and cloopies.
Yeah.
I don't need it like that. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not cats that bother me. It's the commercial cats. Also, can I ask you, since you're the only person I can ask about this, is this complete? What is happening? Are you saying the dogs of my youth should not have been eating that food? It was terrible food.
Yeah.
And then we were pawning off on them?
Yeah.
What is going on? Okay, so that is true. That's just the truth.
I think that certainly the food quality has improved, and therefore I would guess the overall health of dogs.
Well, I never liked it. I was served.
I'm not saying there's not plenty of bullshit mixed in with all this.
Okay, there is bullshit in terms of it looks like you're serving the same thing, or so we're all having the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, dogs aren't designed for your human food, first of all.
Is that true?
It's got way too much salt and fat for them. Which isn't to say I don't indulge my dogs in human food, but if my prime concern was their health and not their happiness, they would eat differently.
I just love the whole field. I love the whole field that what's her name? The Nutrish Delish lady will never be associated with people food. How do you go from a chefing to dog food, and how do you do it and face your family? I think I overextended.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You buy them a lot of nice things.
That's right, because she really didn't do people food good.
Is this Rachel Ray we're talking about?
Yeah, Rachel Ray. Is that who she is? Yeah. She's yummy. It's yummy.
Well, her human food was designed to kill people.
Hey, if that's true, Putin would be all over it. Putin is starting to look like Trump to me. He seems more like Trump than he is like a regular politician. He's a little bit nutty, I think.
Well, he's pretty power drunk. We know that much.
He's pretty power drunk, and I'm going to do my impression of Putin. Ask me if I did something horrible, if I poisoned one of my dissidents.
President Putin.
Yes.
Many people have said that you were an essential figure in the poisoning of Alexei Navalny.
Oh, so true. Where's the proof? Where is the proof? I don't see proof. I ask for proof. I don't think this is the right accent.
Huh.
I ask for proof. I say every time, show me the proof. That's all he says. No, you did it. We heard that you did this. No, you did it. Your country did it.
I think if we ever wanted to create an international incident between the two countries,
Yeah.
we would have Andy Kindler playing Putin.
Why do you say? They accuse you of murdering your dissidents. You're murdering my dissidents. You are.
Yeah.
Come on. If I was going to play this, that'd be an excellent fit.
The Russian word is actually also whataboutism.
Well, that's so simple. Whataboutism. Whataboutism. But you have the guy is Navalny alive?
Yes, he's in a prison camp, and he's not doing well.
Why can't he get out of there? Why can't anybody get out of there? I would not be hanging around there. That's my advice to the dissidents.
Well, that's Putin's argument too. Is he wanted to be arrested?
Oh God. Oh, Putin. But don't you, do you think that he does seem a
Your
little
one-man
bit like,
show, Putin on the Hits, though, is going to be a big.
all the time they say this to me. All the time they say, you kill Vladimir. You kill. I don't see proof. Where's the proof? Where were the dead people I supposedly killed? Do you have do you have a picture of me poisoning him? Well, what do I do to improve my Russian boys?
Well, I think, first of all, it's hard for anyone to buy you being accused of killing. Am I right?
Well, I have OCD, so I do think I killed.
Right. No, you murdered.
I'm murdered. That's right.
Actually, you don't worry about murdering. You worry about manslaughter.
I do. That's true. Because manslaughter, you got a little extra pleasure out of sending me down another stairway.
I just like how true what I said was. You aren't actually worried about, premeditating a murder and doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even care if I did kill somebody. I just don't want to be caught.
Yeah. None of your fears are first degree.
None of my fears are even. None of my fears even have a nice ring to them.
But whose fears?
I'm just
do,
hoping
really?
I'm not going to get caught. You know what? I'll agree with you, God, that I am a murderer. If you don't allow me to get caught, I just don't want to get caught, regardless of whether I did it.
Right.
Well, you're certainly getting and by the way, you can bring a lawyer in there. So now that you can bring a lawyer in. You know when you ever want to go, I'd like to speak to a lawyer. Why? Are you guilty?
No, I'm not. Ah!
But then someone brought their lawyer. Go, I'll be happy to talk to you, but I will have my lawyer with me. And then, okay, we're not going to accuse you of being guilty then. It works. There must be so many people like me in the world.
I think there's, tens and tens.
Don't you think I should have a lawyer? Nah, Andy, come on. What are you hiding?
I guess you're right.
Yeah, but just for the legal side, let's say I say something wrong by mistake. Shouldn't I have someone there besides you fellas?
Let me just have you talk to my partner, Officer Leno.
Yeah, here's something. Look, Leno, you're a hack.
You do the crime, you get paid, you go home.
Just say jokes.
Confess murder, get check.
Murder, confess murder.
I haven't touched a dime of my murder money.
They don't even know about the 3 women I killed before Mavis. I'm pretty slick. I always say, I always say good things. People like to hear. They go, a lot of people say, hey, how you doing money-wise, Jake? I'm fine. Haven't touched any of my money. People like that. They do like that. You have to admit, Josh.
Yeah.
People love to hear that someone doesn't even have to touch their money. They're so wealthy.
Yeah. Did you see the tweet I did last week of the heist movie I'm writing where the team steals Leno's Tonight Show money?
I think I did, but if I did, I do remember that. They steal back Tonight Show money. He is. You and Susan and everybody is wrong. He remains endlessly entertaining. Even if I look like I'm the most petty person in the world, there's still humor in them there, Leno Hills.
Sure.
Not really. How did you like Late Night? I know what was your favorite parts of it?
Of what?
The talk show, whatever they're doing.
Oh, the history of Late Night thing?
Yeah.
I watched a few of them.
I can't believe you watched it. They would drive me nuts.
Well, I don't watch the way you do.
That's right. You're not even like,
I just kind of have shit on a lot.
That's true.
I watched what did I watch? I watched a couple of Altacocker docs. I watched a Dr. Ruth doc.
Oh, wow. First of all, she's alive, right?
She is alive.
And she's over 100, I would think.
No, she's in her 90s.
Oh, so. Okay. And how was that?
It was one of those docs that was kind of a magazine article. If you knew the basic fact, they're just what you didn't come away with any more real insight. If you didn't know anything about her, and I think, you would have been impressed by who she was. I think.
Right.
And I didn't quite realize just how solid her academic chops were.
Well, give me the in a nutshell, as they say, so I don't have to watch.
Well, no, I mean she started learning at the Sorbonne, and then she's been teaching at Ivy League and institutions throughout all these years, and and it's always been important to her to maintain her academic cred, I think.
Yeah, and she's always been very...
And she was a sniper for the Mossad and stuff during the independence.
What's that?
She was like a sniper for Mossad in Israel during the independence.
Oh, my God. That I did not know.
So,
wow.
But, again, those are facts that, are a magazine article. I mean, she is super private, and that's one of the points the movie makes, is that her real feelings are pretty much kept to herself. So... That's a problem for a documentary.
She's not like Richard. Who's that guy who used to go on Letterman all the time and always have Dancing to the Oldies?
Richard Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a problematic. She's not a problematic person. She has a good reputation in the history.
Yeah.
So what was my point with that? There had to have been a point. Going towards a point, you say something, you open your mouth, you're supposed to have something to say. It's supposed to be about the topic. And the other person is supposed to go, yes, that added or it didn't add to what I was saying.
I found Richard Simmons to be an uncomfortable presence in person.
Yes. Yeah. She was never she was actually a real deal.
Right.
It's funny because people would make, like on Saturday Night Live, whatever, they would make fun, but not really of her, just the whole phenomenon of her. But it was never really a joke. It was just shut up, blowhardy.
Yeah, but she was both. I mean, but I think she did a good job of what she was doing was made fun of just because it made everyone uncomfortable. But she did manage to maintain her helpfulness. You know?
Yeah, she had a good sense of. It's like that on the. I think I've told you this many times where that Stuttering John character was at the, at the Dalai Lama was with Richard Gere and saying, "Does anyone ever say to you, hello, Dolly?" And then the Dalai Lama was laughing at him, but Richard Gere looked so angry, and it was like, I don't think Richard Gere is getting the spiritual side of Zen.
Right. Right.
Why do I bring up stories that you heard before? Why? Manishtana, I'm a horrible person who people don't seem to like.
I don't know. It's a weird blend because, no matter what you're doing, I'm still a horrible audience.
Manishtana, I don't seem from year to year to get more comfortable with myself, and hence people seem more annoyed. Manishtana, the only words in Hebrew I know are Manishtana. Unless I'm doing something like Dai Enu. And that was enough too. Dai Enu.
Yes.
Who mitzi, you know this one? Who mitzi moti mayam papaya. Oh, that's the same song.
That's Dai Enu still, yeah.
Don't you think a slice of Me Mitzrayim would be pretty good?
Oh, what do you know what that means?
No, what does it mean?
It means in Egypt.
So I hated religious school. It stunk.
Yeah.
They couldn't even really teach me one thing.
Well, they taught you how to phonetically say things, apparently.
Me Mitzrayim.
Yeah.
Baruch Hu es Adonai Hamavarach. Baruch Hamavarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher. And I'm done.
Yeah. You missed some words, but okay.
Oh my God. Somebody went to religious school too much and wants to feel as if he got something out. Somebody's trying to show me expertise that is completely irrelevant in any context. Between you and Josh, who knows more phony baloney Jewish teachings? But actually, you probably got better teachings.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
my teachings were horrible.
I clearly
They
know
were
more. I
parents.
clearly know more than you, Andy, when it comes to Judaism.
Yeah, but you went to a school.
I did.
never went
I'm
to
not happy about it, but at least some of it stuck. Would it be better if I didn't know any of it?
No, it's more like when I'm trying to
I think there's more intellectual honesty in rejecting something you understand as opposed to just rejecting it out of hand.
Well, what I would say is that it's what, in a way, doesn't work about Reform Judaism because if you're going to go so far away from the religion that you don't include any of the anecdotes.
Well, I think the thing about Reform Judaism is it's way more dependent on the quality of the rabbi, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And my rabbi wasn't great, but he was entertaining.
Conservative Judaism, you're still pretty much locked in to the Hebrew traditional Judaism.
Although my cousin is now a priest. I mean, not a priest. He's a rabbi.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know that the conservatives ordain women, but they have, I guess, for a long time.
Not a long time, but...
She said, like, since the 60s or 70s. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's very likely, Josh, that I misinterpreted what she said.
Well, I mean, I was speaking at not a long time, meaning decades. No.
That's exactly right. But soon I'd get defensive, and you would get mad because I wouldn't let it go.
Like my mom was one of the first girls to get bat mitzvahed. At my mom.
Oh, that's so cool.
At our conservative congregation.
That's the difference between my mother and your mother. My mother wanted to run away from her Judaism. If she could have done it at an earlier age, she would have. She'd had no desire to be more Jewish.
My mother spent most of her married life scrambling, trying to preserve her Judaism against the strong tide of my father.
Well, this is fascinating to me because we had every family goes through this.
Yeah.
Like my mother, I could tell was more spiritual, and my father liked to sing the songs. But if you looked at my father more than 2 minutes, you would know that he would be like, "This is a whole bunch of bullshit."
Well, my father liked above all knowing things. So
true.
So he,
right.
So he was like,
I don't say true.
So
like
my father, while he was agnostic at best, still embraced being a Jew. So
yes.
So like he was a great Seder leader because he would bring in intellectual points and things about it because he liked the sort of intellectual framework of Judaism, which is you're constantly questioning and discussing and analyzing.
Right.
And that's not a disrespectful thing to do. In fact, that's what God expects of you.
Easy, Josh. Not so hard. You send me a brochure.
Sorry for having a conversation.
Let me
go back to commercials. Sorry.
It's interesting you say commercials. Yeah, but and in that way, my father was not interested. He just didn't. The whole subject he had turned off to. It's so amazing because you live your life. Now I see that the way my life really is a reflection, until I examined it, was a reflection of the way I assimilated what my father's ideas were, and so.
I mean, the basic message I got from my parents was, it's important, but not that important.
Right. And I also got there's no God. Not that they said there is no God, but that was the implication.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the implication of growing up in our generation loosely. That people of our age, forget it. I'm trying to say it's like people of our age. I think most people my age are like, there's no, what are you, stupid? There's no God. I mean, they don't get into it at all, but that just could be my own, insecurities, I think, and how I'm looking at people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not something that I really ascribe to people one way or the other, and I don't have fights with atheists online, so.
Right. But I'm just wondering, like a few hundred years ago, if people felt, it's like I felt really influenced by the 60s spiritually because they really were going from the Zen, the Eastern religions. I was so fascinated by them from a spiritual basis.
Right.
But I feel like mostly the generation I grew up with is extremely cynical about any kind of belief in God.
Well,
I don't really know any friends my age.
I don't know I think people tend to be more like me, whether they say it or not.
I wish they were more like you, but they're not.
No, but I think that people believe in something.
They do?
Yeah.
Wow. That's good to.
But I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I'm
I think.
struggling with
But
that.
for me, it's always been I believe in something, but the finer point you put on it, the less I believe it.
Yeah, but that's what makes you, I think, much more not sophisticated, whatever the word is for you're open and you're not dogmatic about it.
But I think atheism is it's a very vocal minority.
Right.
Which
It's a very vocal minority.
which might skew your vision of how prevalent they are.
Yes, and also because they just absolutely did get involved with right-wing ideology.
Well, and someone who is vocal about atheism is almost by its very nature offensive to people.
The thing that's weird is that what you're saying is absolutely true. When I learned in therapy that I'm only having an argument with my father about whether it's okay to feel that there could be a spiritual component to the universe, once you realize that that's what the argument is about, then you can let go of all of the pain from it, which I have in a lot of ways.
I mean, that pain is not uniquely yours, but I think that is the framework by which all religious discussions are had by you.
Yeah. I think about death all the time, and I think about it every day, and I always wonder why most other people don't think about it every day. But I don't. Only reason why I ever get into why don't other people think about it is only if I start to question my own things. And now that I'm in therapy all these years, I realize if I'm thinking about Julia Sweeney, it's usually Julia Sweeney because she's like buys into this new atheism thing. So sometimes I have these not horrible arguments, but in my mind I have horrible arguments. It's all because I'm arguing with her version of my father.
Right. Yeah,
and so
you'll never win an argument with your father because he's dead.
That is absolutely true. But also, you'll never win an argument about whether.
Or conversely, you can win every argument with your father because he's dead.
Which is good. But the idea that if you think that believing in God is stupid, which is what I think I was raised. That's the gist I got from society. What I think from society and from my family.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. So that leaves me thinking that life is meaningless, and when I die, I'm just going to be like this. Oh no! I suspected this was going to happen. But I used to think that that's because that's the way things are. But that's not the way things are. It's because I'm having that argument with my father. It has nothing to do with whether there's a God, whether there isn't a God, all of those things.
No, it's about whether you're stupid or not.
What did he say?
I'm just saying that's what the argument's about. I would never say you're stupid.
I don't think I'm stupid,
No,
right?
no.
No. That's a good song for our eventual musical. No. A very bright man. No. Couldn't be more intelligent. No. I like a chorus of people trying to cheer. That's very similar to what they do in The Wizard of Oz, right? I like that part.
Yeah.
where he says, "I feel like the scarecrow."
You're out of the woods. You're out of the. That whole thing.
Now these people, they're no smarter than you, but you know what they have? They have a diploma. That movie still works for me. Okay, Andy. Okay, Andy. Let it go. I'm out of the woods. You're out of the woods. We're out of the woods. Is that the song? Is that the lyric?
I don't really know.
He's out of the woods. We're out of the woods. You're out of the woods.
I've never really been able to generate genuine affinity for that movie.
Yeah, that's odd because it's.
I
like,
watched it a million times because that
didn't scare you.
That's what you did.
Did it scare you?
Didn't really scare me, but also didn't attract me.
Those monkeys are pretty goddamn scary.
The monkeys are a little scary.
And also when she's going, Auntie M, come on. That I feel like that's happened to me every day. Where I'm going, oh, and then someone goes, yeah, it could be you. You come in to mock me.
But
Auntie M.
Even as a kid, I didn't suspend my disbelief, so it was never so scary to me.
Right. Oh, I think that I have things that were scary to me because I didn't know what I was going to see, and those were really like the Miracle Worker or things like that.
That seems to be the biggest scar, that movie.
Yeah, it really is. You know, it's so funny because as I think about it,
I'm still terrified of people's disabilities. Sorry, God.
You know, but the thing about being terrified of people is I'm terrified of, I am terrified of death when I'm in a certain, I talked to my therapist about it. I was like, sometimes I don't think I'll ever be able to look at an old person or, you know, it's like, I'll never be able to survive being around old people. But I realize my therapist says it's because I'm out of my comfort. Like if I'm down in San Diego or something, I'm out of my comfort zone. So the OCD, tends to be more problematic. Like you go, everything I don't want to go into the hotel. I don't want to go anywhere. I just get frozen. You may have never had that thing. Did we talk about that when you went on the road to hotels? Did you? I could get very Howie Mandel about it a little bit, you know?
Yeah, no, I
the
didn't.
Sheets.
No, I thought about it occasionally, but not in terms of imagining great illness coming to me, but more.
Well, unless you.
More just
I mean, I was in terrible hotels.
I stayed in plenty of terrible hotels.
Oh, I mean, so I was in a couple hotels where I couldn't go to sleep. It was so disgusting.
Yeah.
So maybe you just have maybe you're more of a man, you're just more of a, reasonable. You don't think you're going to die.
Well, I'm not as tidy as you, I'll tell you that much.
I'm OCD tidy.
Yeah.
I'm a wonderful person. If you think about it if you don't think about the backstory, it's so charming in a way.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to talk about hacks?
We can, sure. Homework. We should do homework. We watch a movie, then we give our take.
Here's the thing I was going to say. Do you want to go first? Because I don't care. Either way.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I would say, and I was talking to Susan about it, I'm still undecided about what I think about it because sometimes it's uneven is what I would say. Like some of the things to me don't work, and then some, but the things that work I really love, and I really it's not Mrs. Maisel to me. I like the way she does, we've talked about how stand-up is done.
Yeah.
I like the fact that, I'm only seeing 3 episodes, but that you're just seeing her from the rear or whatever. I have no problem believing she's a stand-up, which I can't think of any other movie or show that I have thought that way. But of course, I love Hannah too. So I'm also rooting for and I think she's great. So I'm rooting for the show, but I don't, the tone is weird. So I'm still kind of undecided, but I want to watch every one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's true of any new show, first of all, is that it takes a bit to figure out what the fuck you're doing and who's good at what and what you can, what each actor is, his wheelhouse is.
Right.
And I do feel like, it never got perfect, but I would say that, first, I think Jean Smart carries the whole thing enough to watch it.
She really is unbelievable because the levels that are going on in her head.
Yeah, and that gets better, and they get better and better at exploiting her range as the series goes on. But there, there's some false beats, and there's some, there's a few peripheral characters who are just too big, and
Who's the hotel? Who's playing the guy who's in charge of the hotel? Like, it looks almost like Tom Wilson. I know it's not.
No, I can't think of his name, but like he was the bad guy in Happy Gilmore and a bunch of.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's good.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like who I mean, some and Hannah's great. I mean, it's just so many different levels, and she works off of Gene very well. Gene, I don't know these people. Sorry.
Yeah, well, Hannah apparently. So.
But
yeah, it's I watched it all the way through, and there was enough there to keep me going, and I think there's just enough really well observed beats in the Gene Smart character that I respected the writing ultimately.
Yeah. I was just thinking about how sometimes when it's like I loved for a while. I did love that show. I enjoyed that show with a Modern Family. But then the contrived, I could never get past the contrivances.
Yeah.
And so the only problem in this show that I've had so far is like sometimes like the sincere moments don't necessarily work, but it's early on but that's like they are taking chances. It's like, I'm not the kind of person who loves that chase at the end where she's trying to get off the property and she cuts her off. But what am I going to, I admire the giving it a shot. They're joking about, what were they joking about as,
yeah, but I mean, it's beats like that you need to establish early in a series in order to show how the length that a character will go to get what she wants.
Right. Also, Susan and I were thinking it looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, no, they definitely are spending money on it.
I will say this, and I don't want to get too emotional about it because I'm not emotional about it, but if I had to say, what is the one thing that I've never dropped that I'm kind of glad I never dropped is HBO.
Yeah.
I've gotten more use out of my HBO subscription than I think anything else in TV. Larry Sanders. I mean, I don't want to sing their praises too much because they can be a very mean organization.
Yeah. But, Larry Sanders was 30 years ago. So if you're still happy about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, do you know that, not that this is interesting. The entire time I've had cable, I've had both HBO and Showtime.
Yeah, me too.
And, I don't think Showtime is not as good as HBO, but they have good things sometimes. Really good things.
Yeah, I could absolutely.
I'm afraid to have an opinion.
Yeah, I don't know why this is yeah.
Why is it so? I'm so scared of your opinion. I really am.
I'm so glad I got away from the philosophical religious art discussion into this.
Oh, well, please feel free to segue out of religious things. It's so you're never going to be. It's so interesting though that to me, I think because I'm narcissistic, I think everybody walks around all day worrying about death and how you're going to die, and now that I realize that everybody doesn't do that, I realize that the problem that I've set up is not a real problem. It's my problem.
Yeah, I think about it more in the last week since I just witnessed one. But
yeah,
but I don't. I've come to a certain. All my brushes with death have made me come to a certain level of acceptance about it.
That's pretty cool.
And a acute awareness that shit happens.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I'm with you 1,000,000%, but I had something to say.
But I don't have, I mean, you have a weird fear of like there being nothing, but you being acutely aware that there's nothing after that.
That's exactly it.
Yes.
Because it makes no sense in any other context. It doesn't make sense that they'll prove, if you're at the end, it's proved there is no God. Who gives a fuck? Right? Why do I care?
Yeah.
That there is no anything. You only care because you think of yourself as like, oh, I wanted there to be something, and look at this, nothing.
All right, but you won't be there to feel that. Right.
But my feeling is that I'm really into this whole thing, and I don't know anything. I haven't done any physics on it, but I just think every moment, it's always this is the current moment. We've always been here. We'll always be. I mean, it doesn't mean we're going to be doing the podcast for eternity, but we've always been here. We'll always be here. And the idea of being here, the universe really is all these relationships. I kind of believe that. And then I have no idea if any of that's true. And I think I'm a fraud.
Well, it's easily picked apart just if you just go by the numbers of people.
How do you mean?
I mean, how could everybody have always been here?
No, because it's on a different level. The thinking that we are these bodies and I'm Andy Kindler and that's all that she wrote. That I don't believe is true. I believe we're all part of some big thing but then it gets so who cares what I think?
Yeah.
Seriously. Because once I realize I'm just scared of death, then I can let it go.
Yeah. Okay.
And that Julia Sweeney doesn't have the answers. My dad didn't have the answers. Nobody has the answers.
Yeah. Well, that's where I'm at. Like I said,
right.
The finer point,
it's a much healthier way
the
to
finer
live.
point you put on it, the less I'm with you.
What's the finer? Give me some of the more obnoxious finer points.
Jesus is the Son of God.
When did I say that?
I'm not saying.
I believe
no,
he was
you
godlike.
personalized this. I didn't say you.
Oh, those who do.
The finer
Jesus
point one puts on it, the less I believe it.
Right, but I think he was one of the big ones, one of the biggies. Jesus.
Yeah, but as you were talking about in the 60s, as people started to open up their eyes to religions besides their own and Eastern religions, that awareness and respect for other religions automatically starts you thinking, well, that means there isn't one right one.
Exactly.
And therefore, if there isn't one right one, then why not come up with basically your own?
Right.
And that's where I think most people lie is, they can call themselves a Lutheran or a Jew or a Muslim, but I think people have their own version of what that means to them,
Yes, that's true.
And it doesn't hold up to the book a lot of the time,
No. But you're going to be there when I die, so I just want to let you know when I get into that mode where I'm like, I want there to be something else.
I need you to stand in the middle of Ventura at 2:35 today. Just to make sure I can be there when you die.
Well, what are you going to do, though? What are you going to do when I'm like, Josh, I want there to be something, and the doctor said I'll probably die tomorrow. Give me some hope.
I'll say, well, your act will live on.
Will you say this to me? It's for after?
It's for after?
You know that joke, right?
I don't.
Mom says there's great kugel or something, or your favorite dish, but it's for after the funeral. It's like the last day on earth. It's an old Jewish joke. Oh, it's the last day on earth. I can't tell jokes well, but you get the joke, right?
It's
for after.
The last wish, probably, is how it goes.
No. It's the son comes upstairs. He goes, Dad, I know you're dying, but Mom is making some great rugelach down there. Oh, that would be great, son. My last meal. Oh, no, it's for after.
All right. Okay, now you told it.
I've decided that people don't generally find what we might think to be funny is funny. Like even the joke,
no,
he had a hat. I told that joke at the condo board meeting, and I don't think any of them got it.
No. But did you do it in that Kindler?
No, because I realized I put myself into terrible situations in my life where I performed for my uncle and aunt once.
Yeah.
It's where you think, you walk around, you go, I'm a pretty fucking funny guy, and everybody agrees with it. And then I think I see in my family, like my cousins, sometimes I go, they couldn't imagine what would be funny about me. So when you come into but they do laugh. They laugh if they're not thinking about the actual material.
Right.
Because I'm funny, right?
Sure.
I can make people laugh.
Right.
But when we get down to what we're laughing about, they're a little hacky.
Yeah, it's not a scrutiny friendly act.
Right. So to me, if you don't get if that's not funny to you, you're never going to get it by me explaining it. You have to have a certain kind of sense of humor, right?
Yes. I think, yes.
He had a hat. And then I started to say at the condo bar, because we're never happy, my people. And then you get those looks.
All right.
Look at the Jew. Look at the Jew. What is the Jew doing?
I don't know, but he's not happy.
Isn't that the history of the Jews? What's the matter with them? I don't know, but they're not happy. But in that case, I would say that if anybody said that the Jews really need to look inside themselves, people really aren't out to get them, that would be an incorrect story.
I just saw Putin's post-Biden press conference. And
I saw a little bit of that. He's getting crazy, right?
One of the quotes was, there is no happiness in life. It's just a mirage on the horizon. So
he's a miserable creep, that guy.
Yeah.
To me, people say he's good. I mean that he's a good politician. He's so I think he's kind of a hack. He's just in charge. He's just so ruthless.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know that anyone calls an autocrat a good politician.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Well, I guess I'm saying this. He's no Gorbachev, my friend.
It's true.
He's more like Boris Yeltsin.
He's not dripping with perestroika.
Oh my God. I want Dennis Miller. Did you tell me Dennis Miller's on Russian television or someone told me? I would love if that's how it shook out.
Das Vidanya, comrades.
It is very entertaining to me how miserable he is, Dennis Miller. It entertains me.
Yeah.
That all of his
I'm so miserable as I'm selling my $30 million house.
Yeah. Josh, if you call me up, if I call you up and go, how's it going? And you go, fine, it's fucking horrible. I sold my house, but everything's miserable. Why are you miserable, you fuck? You should not be miserable.
Well, thanks for calling.
Well, why aren't you happy, Dennis Miller? It's you. You ever think maybe it's you? I never would say that to him.
With friends like you.
Hey, have you? Here's a letter. Here's a letter coming Friday. What if Bob Dylan and he had an argument with another more? Oh God, Josh!
Oh wow,
the other person.
Wow.
Oh God. You're not supposed to do this. This is not the way. If you were in my final days, like if I was and had dementia and you were like staying there, he doesn't know what goddamn day it is. It's sickening. Hey, look at this guy. Hey, what day is Hey, Andy, he just said the same story 4 times. What are you, stupid? Don't do any of those jokes like that. Be nice to me.
I will. I mean, when we're doing
do you think that you're...
I think the Andy Kindler's Deathbed is a great podcast format. And
it's going to be the actual format.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking now.
It's a limited series.
I'm thinking now, our numbers will be big
I
approach death.
They will.
Okay, let's do the very last one where this is the last time.
I'm not going to spoil that shit. That shit's gold.
Okay.
That shit's
Hello?
gold.
Hi, Josh. If I'm sound a little bit like I'm not into doing the podcast today, it's because the doctor says I have 24 hours. So what the fuck am I doing sitting around talking with you about, is the weather good over there? Is that a plane? Is that a helicopter? Yeah. Well, it didn't save me from death, Josh. I just want to say one more time, thanks for nothing. I didn't make $1 on the podcast, and I noticed that your outfit started to improve.
And when your soul is wandering around, realizing there's no afterlife, good luck with that.
Andy, I wish for you that the second before you expire and realize that there's no eternity, that also there's an itch you can't scratch. Something unpleasant happens.
As the old Yiddish curse, I hope all the teeth in your mouth fall out except for one so you can have a toothache.
What if it is going to be someone like me? Hey, did you bring the adapter? Did you bring your digital heaven adapter? What are you talking about? Everybody went digital. What did you... Okay, and we'll be back with more of Andy's hilarious death sketches.
Afterlife Follies.
Hey, St. Peter. Boy, I didn't realize you were so well. You're going to hell.
You do.
St. Peter, you're... Sorry.
St. Peter, you do Jews too?
Say, Peter, I don't know if this is going to help me, but you're very well hung. What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Tonight on Wait, what? Tonight on Wait, what? Schmeckel gets surprised when he gets to work and the building is burned down. Wait, what? And then he gets to work. Oh, he finds out his wife died. Wait, what? This week. Wait, what? Come on, help me. Help me, you son of a bitch. Add to it. Make it live. Make this bit live. Make this bit live on because you, as a professional comedian, improved it. Don't let it die.
All right. Wait.
I mean, I had a nice hotel this week, and that always affects my mood. If it's a nice hotel, I'm in a nice mood. Shitty hotel, shitty mood. It's a pretty direct correlation. Last week I was in one of those shitty hotels. And the thing that makes it shitty is them trying to make it like home. Yeah, they're trying to make this little, we're going to put a kitchen in. It's like your own little apartment. No, it's like a goddamn divorce simulator. I'm like walking around going, how did I lose the house? Why would I choose that painting? Such a depressing place. You walk down the halls, you hear the sound of people having sex, coming out of guys' computer speakers. It's unsavory.
Hello.
Hi.
I do get nervous when that sound where it immediately goes off. Ow.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm sorry about that. I have to apologize because at first it seemed like, oh, he's being very conscientious, just finishing my bagel.
Yeah.
And then, chew, chew, chew. And I realized I was chewing the bagel. Not the greatest sound for a podcast, the bagel swallowing.
No, I mean? I appreciate you putting it off mic.
Yes, I mean I'm finally figuring it out. Yes,
as Mr. Hand would say, thank you for eating on your time.
Did you bring enough for everyone? Oh, everybody. Wonderful. Mr. Spicoli has brought us some pizza. Enjoy it, everyone.
Come on up. Get a slice. Get a good one.
The look of disappointment on Spicoli's face.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It might be
still holds up.
It might be Sean Penn's most pathos-filled moment.
I know. He's so sad. So, anyway, we're back.
Yeah,
we're back.
We are.
And we've solved the problem. And it's 65 degrees downtown Los Angeles. Coming up in a half hour, we're still giving away those Aerosmith tickets from, I guess that concert was back in 2003, TJ, right? TJ Cranberry?
That's right. What's your name?
The Wasp. The Wasp.
No.
Andy, a.k.a. The Wasp?
No, dumb fuck? No, what was it?
Yeah, no. Soft peanut. I think it's dumb fuck soft peanut.
Jealous and dumb fuck? What was it? In the morning?
Stupider and stupidest. Stupidest and people like stupid people. Right?
Right.
That's when I knew that would not be my time period. I said, if they're going to go the Dumb and Dumber things, I'm not going to get picked up for those. Not that I'm a genius. I'm just not stupid enough.
No, you're on the cusp.
Of stupidity. How did you enjoy? Did you try your? I wanted to thank who sent us the call. Is Sweet Jimmy? I did a cameo for someone. I think his name is Sweet Jimmy T.
Yeah, I have not tried it yet, but thank you to Sweet Jimmy T.
Excellent
for the coffee.
Excellent coffee. Excellent. Stumptown, don't kid yourself. If you were kidding yourself, they still make fantastic coffee.
They make a good bean.
Is that a takeoff on me saying they make a nice shoe?
No, it's not.
But
it had nothing to do with you whatsoever.
Yeah, but do you know about that? They make a nice shoe?
No, no, I don't.
I went to Kramer's. It was Kramer's son at this point, who's our gas station attendant.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I forgot the shoe. I forgot why I gave up with punchline. I forgot when it came out. I said, I think, what about this Goodyear tie? He goes, they make a nice shoe. They make a nice shoe. And I could never get that in my mind after that.
I could see that. That would stay with me forever.
And it's so funny. It stays with me.
I actually first heard the phrase "shit the bed" from a gnarly doorman. You guys told out Dylan's kid was here last week. He shit the bed. It was the first time I ever heard the term.
And what was your reaction to it? See, because I hated it when I first heard it. I hated it
because it had shit in it. But for
I hated it so much.
It delighted me for weeks. It still delights me thinking about it.
I'm still thinking, did I shit the bed from hearing him say that story? You know, that's all I cared. Yeah. Oh my God, you can do that, and you can do that, and you would admit to doing it. Oh, this is another part of life I'm not going to enjoy. Really shit the. I think that's in Stand By Me too, isn't it? No, Screwed the Pooch.
Yeah, Screwed the Pooch.
I had never heard that before.
Shit the bed really has a lot more to do with ticket sales.
I see Blowhardy the second coming. Yes, Mr. Blowhardy, Mr. Lesser Blow, not Lesser Blowhardy, but less Blowhardier Blowhard. What is that based on? Okay, you don't have to tell me. You're not required to tell me what that is.
That's good.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
Because we're on a roll. Well, I had the coffee. It was fantastic. But then, I don't know if I ever told you this great story. I told myself after I got the grinder back from the person who fixed my grinder, which was Baratza, the company themselves. I said, I am never going to open that grinder again because it was by opening the grinder and following my friend's Larry's suggestions about putting green beans through the grinder.
Yeah.
And then it malfunctioned after that. So I became like an old superstitious Jewish man and had not cleaned the grinder.
Now it's just the haunted grinder.
It was if I don't try to fix it, it will last forever. It's lasted about 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
But now you can hear those beans in it. I took it apart and put it back together. Now it's broken. See?
Yeah.
See how the story is, folks? My father was right. Don't pay attention to problems. Let them go. Maybe they will go away.
Yeah. Some things do heal themselves.
That's true. Because taking apart first of all, they didn't have me put green beans. They had me put minute rice in my grinder. Minute rice. I tell you. You should put it in. Wait, you don't get.
I thought you meant green coffee beans when you said green beans.
Well, that's what you can put. I meant coffee beans.
Yeah.
But it's actually better to put rice in.
Well, apparently not.
It's not better. Neither is better. God damn it. Now, you should probably I forget if you do grind. You grind, right? You have a nice grinder?
I have a great grinder.
You're lying to me. It's a cheap grinder that you don't want to tell me about because you don't want me to go through my holes.
No, it's a good grinder.
Is it a conical burr grinder?
Yeah.
Does the coffee go from one place to a different area?
Yeah.
That's good. It's when you have the thing that mixes up in its own cup.
Yeah, that's a fucking disaster.
Those are terrible. Here's how they sound. Here comes the second coming of Mr. What's that guy's name? Come on, you know who he is.
No, I don't.
Winslow. That's the second coming of Michael Winslow. And then the grinder's going, and the grinder's going. So anyway, minute rice.
I thought that was more of a Wes Harrison.
I don't even know who that is. I know Wes.
He was Mike Winslow before Mike Winslow.
I think you're making it up to embarrass me. Really? I can't remember. Shouldn't I know him? Shouldn't he be one of those people?
I do vocal sound effects. Sounds like horses galloping. Water gurgling when you pull the cork out of the bottle. Booze.
He might have been a regional phenomenon.
Do you know why the acting was so terrible in those early sitcoms? I mean, really bad. All the secondary acting. It's just there weren't that many actors, right?
Sure.
Mr. Cramden, your wife is Mr. Cramden. I am a character in the sitcom. Would you please go down? Your wife Alice has asked me to come up and be in the sitcom. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's no Harrison Fords making their debut.
But it wasn't even a sitcom. The Honeymooners was like a segment.
Yeah, okay, well then, I don't want it to be about the Honeymooners. You go with your Make Room for Daddy. You can go with your
but I just
Superman.
I just don't think that's entirely true.
It is true. I'm right. I'm true. It's true.
I
And
mean,
people come to me for that kind of simplistic take.
I think in fact a lot of 50s TV was a showcase for those secondary.
Well, you're lucky that I don't even remember what I was saying because I had a good follow-up closer on it.
I think there might have been one guy one time you saw, and then you went, those people.
No, here's what it's from. It's from the Superman cereal that my family was addicted to.
Yeah.
They not only had, well, some of the actors were okay, but they came back as different criminals.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I'm a kid. Can't you work with me here? I don't want to see the same.
Hey, I had to get past Harry Morgan being a general and a colonel.
That was tough. I mean, this is things that people don't realize about growing up in America.
And all the things I had to imagine Mako being.
I don't even know who's Mako.
Mako is a Japanese actor who played about 13 different roles on MASH.
Oh, how come I don't remember him?
Exactly.
I was thinking about how few Asian actors there have been and how, how the prejudice is kind of built in to the point that I can't remember which Asian person was on Barney Miller. So that's the way I think about it. Yeah. Which Asian person was on? And that guy was an excellent actor, but he's not the same guy who was the restaurant guy from Seinfeld.
No. The restaurant guy from Seinfeld was James Hong, who I worked with once and who's getting a star on the Hollywood Boulevard this year. That's
so cool. I met him on a plane.
And from Minnesota also.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, he was very nice. I said, "Are you this guy from TV?" He goes, "No, his brother." He said to me.
No, he was a great guy, and he's the one. When I killed the guy, Malcolm and Eddie, he's the guy who came and filled in.
Oh.
And then the guy on Barney Miller was Jack Sue.
When you killed the guy?
Jack Sue was the guy on Barney Miller.
Oh, yeah, he was fantastic. I thought he was really... Now, don't you think he should have had more work? Was it like Asian people couldn't get as much work?
I think he was...
What was going on?
I think he was a stand-up.
That makes sense.
And so I don't think he was up for the... I think someone handpicked him for that role, and I don't think he had a shit ton of other acting stuff.
Who directed? Whose show was Barney Miller?
I can't remember.
Because it was like I'm thinking, were they like into stand-ups? And I'm like a genius. I should be a detective. It's unbelievable. Seriously,
Pat Morita
Josh
was a stand-up too.
Oh yes. Oh, I don't think I knew that. He was an actual stand-up.
Yeah.
He's great. Is he dead? He was so great.
I think he is recently dead.
Recently. How about the category of recently brought back to life? All right, sorry. But
are you sorry?
In a way I am, in a way
honestly
I'm not.
Didn't feel any actual.
You know what? As far as you know, I'm sorry in a very condescending way. Okay. Sorry if that one didn't get it. Sorry if that one didn't register. It was pretty fucking good.
More pearls on the way, swine.
Yeah. The guy can't. Who's no way thinks he's apologizing, but in no way. Don't worry. Sorry for speaking on a level that you couldn't understand, like the fourth grade. What are you, stupid? This is how I could have been that guy from thinking that I was stupid. I could have been a guy who doubled down on everybody else being stupid. And I think in a way I have. It's part of my act.
It is part
of my act.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. You're an idiot.
Like all
They're an idiot.
Those character actors in the 50s. I don't know why they deserve your wrath.
Why don't you continue to the point where I don't even want to do stand-up anymore? I mean, I don't want to do it now.
Are you still?
Really... What?
Doing stand-up.
I got booked on the first gig.
That's good.
At Vitello's.
Oh, you're doing Vitello's. Very nice.
Yeah, and they pay money.
You don't have to leave the valley.
And they pay money, too.
Nice.
I'm getting paid $10,000.
Wow. That's a lot. That is a lot, Josh, for an Italian restaurant back room. It really is.
Let me finish my spiel, okay?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, and you know what? I'm very insulted that you would interrupt me. What if I was that crazy? I'm like Todd Glass now. I'm the guy who interrupted. Was that crazy? No, I'm serious. $10,000. Isn't that a high price for a local restaurant style thing?
It seems as if it might be. Paying like that, it's hard to believe they'll be open long.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart for continuing on with the bit.
My pleasure.
But I am going to make a decent chunk of. Why is it? Who cares about the money? But I'm looking forward to it. But I will be in a limousine until my name is called.
That's good. You have a rep to protect.
And Hannah Einbinder is going to be on the show.
Nice.
And Wendy, you know Wendy Liebman, right?
I do. Isn't it her gig?
Yes, her gig. Yes. This would have been my dream years ago to have a gig near me.
Yeah.
But if it had been 20 years ago, it would have been the LA, or 30 years ago, the LA Cabaret.
Yeah, that's where I started here in the Valley.
Have we talked about Ray, the amazing Ray Bishop?
I think we have. I think we've covered everything.
Where was it located though? Is it North Hollywood? I can't remember.
Located on Ventura and Encino.
I wouldn't mind a club. See, I really think they should have we should have some deli shows and everything should be around where I am currently.
Yeah, well.
Tarzana. Hey, how you
Jimmy O Comedy Show. You're never too short to laugh.
I was just going to say, we're never short on laughs.
Theirs is better. If you would have said it faster, it would have had more impact.
Why is mine better? It's the same joke, pretty much. The comedians are diminutive, but I'll tell you one thing: they're never short on jokes.
Okay,
they may be hard to recognize in the crowd, and they may be freakishly small, but they're not. But they've brought the jokes. We have our new raised stage, featuring our new raised stage.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
What are your?
You can't hang up this early.
No. I'm making a transition by asking you. Hey, what's your favorite kind of brined cucumber?
What's my favorite kind of brined cucumber?
Yeah.
Pickles?
Yes, Pickles says.
That was like a small child first learning to add a number, or the first time he's been given a clue. And it took me a while. I was going to say new.
Yeah, I'm glad you went. I'm glad you broke through.
That's very good.
Pickles.
You know a lot about how pickles are made. Very impressed.
Pickles left to this back on May 17th. So Pickles is kind of cheating. Let's just be honest. Holy shit, I'm awake to hear Thought Spiral seconds after it's dropped. I feel like the first voter of the election in Backwater, Maine. Late night Sunday listening with J. Elvis Weinstein and Andy Kindler.
Pickles is really starting to assert herself. I mean, it could be a robot from Ukraine, but is really starting to assert herself as the one to beat, as the letter question writer to beat. Because you know what I'm saying? Come on. Don't you think the whole Mama Dick's shtick needs a little bit of refreshing? I'm trying to cause him.
That's good. Some strife is always good for ratings.
Yeah. For us. We have 10 listeners.
It's pod sweeps right now. So.
We have 10 listeners. Try to cut it down even more.
Yeah. All right. Greg Kelly sends there's a poster here for the movie A Star Is Born with Judy Garland and James Mason. I'll describe the poster for you. It's on top is Judy Garland with jazz hands in front of her face. And then there's an inset picture in the lower right corner of James Mason freeze frame slapping Judy Garland. So his hand is frozen at the moment of impact on the side of her face, and they put that on the poster.
You describe things well. I could never do that. Very good.
And so Greg Kelly asks, is it true that James Mason wouldn't do the film if the slap wasn't part of the movie poster?
Oh, Oh, I would wonder. I wonder, do you know anybody can we get in touch with him somehow?
No, I have a certain amount of violence I allow in my posters. It's part of my rider. Slaps are all right. Throwing of a vase is all right. Never gunplay. Never any ninja gear. But hand-to-hand is always appropriate.
I don't know, though. I just think you're such a gentleman. You're so...
Yes, but some women need to be tamed.
Easy, James. James, it's 2021.
Well, no, I'm speaking to you from 1954.
Okay, then go ahead.
Yes,
then go
yes,
nuts.
yes.
Go nuts about how some women just can't understand language. Go ahead.
Exactly.
I mean, do you want your woman to be listen to you, or do you want your woman to be?
You're not looking for something unruly in your home. Sous Vide says hello.
He makes it sound elegant and dashing.
Why, yes, like a Thunderbird wine.
Is it a Thunderbird wine? He never did really.
I absolutely did. I did a Thunderbird wine ad. It has an interesting taste.
That would be the campaign right there.
That was the campaign.
Thunderbird has an unusual flavor, all its own.
I think this is more how you probably really talk.
It's how I'm most comfortable, I have to say. People respond to me much more favorably.
Maybe is that why you got together with Allison? Because isn't part of her family from England?
Yes, even she prefers this voice, frankly. Never gets tired of it.
Oh, cough.
It sounds like, again, you should really get your starter checked.
I think that's, they say pot smoke doesn't affect your lungs, but you tell me what's going on.
I never would have known that's what was happening.
No, I'm not smoking during the show. This is me defending myself. I wasn't smoking during the show. But you know what? I'm kind of, when I start hearing it, I start encouraging it. I don't think there's anything sincere I do, including coughing.
I think that's true. You can't commit, is really your thing.
Right. That's right.
All right. Sous Vide says, hello, gentlemen. I hope this question finds you well. Indeed. Thank you. I've come to you in the past with this type of request for advice, and I trust you, so here goes. Jennifer Garner seems really nice and down to earth in her commercials. Think she'd date a civilian like me? I think isn't Ben Affleck the bar that you have to clear? I think you're good.
Well, many people would say that's a high bar. He's handsome, and he was in that movie about when the meth prodigy who lived in the south of Boston. Count on me. Don't ask me. It's getting silly. It's getting silly in here. Can you drop that one down for me?
How about Them Apples, the movie?
It's getting a little Jewy in here. Tonight on It's Getting a Little Jewy in here. Oh, this is good stuff.
Stand by your man says only 44 more TSs till I catch up. Josh, I watched California Split on your recommendation, and it was excellent. I watched Experiment in Terror by Blake Edwards today and recommend that if you haven't seen it yet. I have not.
Neither have I.
Andy, I was very sorry to hear about the passing of your sister, mother, and most importantly, your penis. His penis doesn't work.
So depressing. How funny that is to me. That's what I deserve. A man who makes fun of his own mother's death deserves to be mocked.
It deserves
it's not dead.
It's not. No, is it sleeping?
It's playing possum. It's playing possum. What would be the point of that? Like the woman would go, "Wow, that looks so interesting."
Is it scared or dead?
Approach. Kazinga!
Jessica Back says, finally caught up with Thought Spiral podcast and was so despondent I went back to TS number 1. Imagine my surprise hearing Andy Kindler pronounce normally properly in those first few episodes. No question, just wanted to say thank you for being hilarious. Thank you, Jessica.
I think did I respond to her? Because I remember reading that. So good.
You might have. Let me see. Yes, you did.
Good.
Thank you. It's good to see the world get back to normal.
No, you stopped. Don't do your Don Adams.
Normal.
No one wants to hear your Get Smart Don Adams impression of me.
I think people want to hear you get smart.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back.
No,
I certainly
that's
am
not what I
enjoying
meant.
It's certainly enjoyable to be back with my old pal, J. Elvis Weinstein.
Duckman says, hey, Thought Spiral, when Alanis Morissette sang the line, the cross-eyed bear, in the song You Ought to Know, I always thought of it as cross-eyed bear. I was 7.
What is it? What is it?
The cross-eyed bear is what she says.
I don't know what is it? Cross-eyed hurricane?
Like bearing a cross, the cross-eyed bear.
Oh,
And he heard it as cross-eyed bear.
That is so good.
What are some
I love
misheard
that.
or misinterpreted lyrics you were wrong about once or finally saw the lyrics?
Oh, I thought it was "Come on" is such a shot. I thought it was "Come on" is such a shot. Come on. I got almost every word's wrong. In fact, when I was down.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go.
When I was down in San Diego, and Gina hadn't been feeling. Gina was she's feeling better, but I was singing to the radio, and I said, no status at all. No, she goes, it's no static at all. No static at all. You stupid Jew.
The song, yes, the song is FM. So
yes, and then it all started to come together for me.
Context can be your friend sometimes.
That's the thing. If I just did try to listen.
But here I do have a Thought Spiral correction.
Okay.
From last week, or a clarification almost. I corrected you when you said in 4 a.m, I'm crapped out and yawning. Bothered you. I said the line is tapped out and yawning.
Oh, I immediately thought I was wrong.
Well, we were both right in a way. In fact, the original record was crapped out and yawning.
Wow.
But I then went to my initial Rosetta Stone source for Simon & Garfunkel, which was the concert in Central Park. That's where all my Simon & Garfunkel loves comes from.
Ah.
And in fact, there he sings it tapped out and yawning.
I'm tapped out and yawning.
And basically every live appearance he sings tapped out. So I think he did some George Lucasing to the song, which he's done before.
And do you think that he could have done it for the same reason that
Well, no, I mean, crapped out, it makes sense in terms of the game craps.
Right, it does.
But tapped out is as good or better lyric, I think, too. So
why is it important to me that Paul Simon had the exact reason that I would have done it?
Well, whatever.
Why is that
Maybe it
important
was.
to me?
Maybe he just didn't like singing crap.
No, but it's like here's the way I thought of it. He thought of it as a craps thing, but people like me who never got over their bathroom problems can't get the bathroom out of the image. And so it's really ultimately my fault.
Maybe so.
Maybe so.
But he's done other changes. I mean, like he did. He changed. I learned to play some lead guitar. I was underage in this funky bar. I heard him sing it. I learned to play some rhythm guitar. I was underage in this.
And he added a whole verse to the boxer. I'm sorry, I cut you off. You had another part of that.
And the other one I know he did, I've heard him do, was he changed everything looks worse in black and white to everything looks better in black and white from Coca.
Oh. That's the one he was... Did he lose a lawsuit or he won the lawsuit?
I have no idea, actually.
He was sued by Kodak.
I bet he didn't lose because he kept singing it.
Yes.
I was listening to Paul Simon, a live thing, not long ago in the car, and realizing that I really think he sings things live specifically in a way that people can't or won't sing along.
Because of the Garfunkel experience?
No, just because he fucking hates people singing along. I think. I have a feeling Dylan does that same. That's part of his logic for fucking up everything too.
Yeah, changing everything. So you right.
Yeah.
I can see that. I didn't see his last thing. I love that guy. I love Paul Simon, and I love Bob Dylan.
I did watch some of No Direction Home the other night.
I started to watch that too, and it looked pretty good. But
I saw it when it first aired on PBS years ago, so it came back to me. What I did, I forgot that Artie Mogul is in it, who was his first publisher, and also the guy who signed Allison's band to the label.
Oh, is he a good guy, or you can't say?
Well, he's a hilarious. I mean, first of all, his name is Artie Mogul.
Yeah, I thought that was a joke. You were
no, that's literally his name. It's not an alias.
I thought it was the guy from One Trick Pony.
No, I mean, we like Artie because he signed Allison. He ultimately, the record company folded under his leadership as well. So, but he's this great character, and I think I've told the Cosby story before.
I don't remember. I'll remember it when you tell me.
He was basically just this great music business gonif, but he's just a big fucking liar, but usually pulled it out, sort of Trumpian but not malevolent. So we went to his funeral several years ago, and it was like 300 plus people, maybe more, and it was a string of stories of Artie lied and lied and lied and lied and then pulled it out.
That's so good.
But the Cosby story is he was working for Warner Brothers Records, and I think he was an A&R guy or whatever, and they wanted him to go see this new comic, Bill Cosby, and he didn't go. He went and played poker or something. And he comes back the next day, and his boss is like, "Did you go to see the Bill Cosby guy?" And he's like, "Yeah, great. He's great." And the boss asks, "Do you think it's a problem that he's black?" And Artie was like, "Is he trying to trick me?" so Artie goes, "Didn't even notice." And the rest is history.
I hope that story is 100% true, and why wouldn't it be?
I kind of believe it coming from him.
Why wouldn't it?
And so he was in the doc going, yeah, everyone says John Hammond discovered him, but it was me who put his music everywhere. And he did get everyone to do, Blowing in the Wind and stuff.
That is just such a great story. He's not around anymore?
No, he's
right?
dead.
Artie Mogul.
But he's who signed Maggie's Farm to his label. Also,
but that wasn't his birth name, was it?
I think it was, actually. I could be wrong. Great. But his daughter has that name, so it became his legal name at least.
I love that she named her band after a Dylan lyric, because I just feel like, hey, I backed the right guy with that Dylan, huh? I told people he was good. I'm sorry about that little dip. What can you do? I was so well behaved till now.
So we got a lot of springboard off that Duckman question. Tripahara says, Josh.
You just cheapened it, Josh. You just cheapened it.
Tripahara says, Josh, seriously, very sorry for your family's loss. I've been following your troubles through Allison on Facebook. She looked like she was a great lady.
That's sweet.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yes.
I haven't been following this week, but I'm going to go back to Facebook. Look at things. When you go into Facebook, you got to make a decision. Okay, I'm going in.
Yeah, I still haven't gone in.
Well, but I don't know why you don't just deactivate. Did you deactivate your account?
I don't have an account. I never did.
Oh my God, Josh! Do you know that you're like going to be maybe the only person who will survive a nuclear holocaust or something?
I might be. Though I am on Instagram, so they have my soul.
Yeah, but for some reason, even though is it the same? For some reason, it's not as evil. It's just not as evil because maybe they stopped.
It's the same evil.
It's the same owners,
same evil in a different dress.
Okay, but here's the thing: it's a better platform, Instagram, than Facebook is.
I can't get into Instagram.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's not that I resist. It's not that I feel a need to resist. I am not compelled.
No, but I'm just saying that I'm defending it only on the basis that it still exists. And I always hated Facebook.
Yeah.
That's not the right way to defend it. I would still choose Twitter as my number one thing, and it still will probably be the death of me. Although I think I've been very well behaved recently. Very well behaved.
That's good.
Except the guy from Minnesota. Is that your friend from Minnesota who said, I really would say I prefer the less I don't like the Andy monstrous
Yes,
on Adderall.
Unfortunately, that is my friend Ken who said that. Yeah.
But you think
I was like, yeah, that might have been a notch too much, Ken.
Well, the word monstrous is a hard word to
I understood why you were triggered there.
But then I wrote back, and then he wrote back in a way that I was like, I just going to leave it alone. It's just.
I didn't see it.
That's all. I'll leave it alone.
I didn't see what he wrote back. So.
Oh, I said, are you a Scientologist? He goes, I'm a Scientologist. I'm a Kindlerologist. And it was just obvious that he wasn't.
Right.
I mean, I didn't even necessarily think he was. I didn't know what was going on. But a few years ago, I might have jumped off a building.
Yeah, no, you had a little. It set a spark for sure, but you didn't go full metal Andy.
Yeah, who needs to?
Yeah, which is good because you might end up at my house put together sometime.
Yeah, and I don't want to. It's just the thing that shows you how weird the whole social media thing is, because you could say something strange like that. You say that all day, every day in different formats, but it doesn't live on in print.
Yeah. Right.
It's just the nature of the beast.
Dana Schwartz says it was very entertaining to hear the new sting you made for Tweet Bahara last week. Actually, I reused it. It was for a few weeks old. But this week you're receiving a tweet sent in by Dana Schwartz, in case you missed the sender. Again, that's Dana Schwartz, to be clear. Dana Schwartz.
I don't get the mix up to begin with. Did you?
The mix up?
Yeah, did we respond to a different Dana Schwartz?
No. He's saying he wants me to make a sting. That's Dana Schwartz.
Oh, why can't I see transparent attempts?
I don't know.
Transparent attempts
He set up the premise. It was very entertaining to hear the new sting you made for Tweet Bahara. But you don't listen to the show, Andy. Everyone else knows what we're talking about, but you, the person whose show it is, who never listens to it.
Okay, well, I'll repeat what I said 2 weeks ago when you brought this up. Who cares? Just kidding. I don't know. I was doing that as a joke.
Yeah.
But maybe bringing it up again might bring up pain for you.
It gets a little more insulting by the week, frankly.
Who cares? Okay, I'm sorry. That was wrong.
Yeah, another notch.
No, was that last one bad, though? That was good.
No,
that was bad.
You were trying to diffuse something that was real.
Okay,
by
okay.
Blowing it off.
And now I completely take responsibility for it.
All right.
And not like a Mel Brooks routine.
Okay, much better.
Good. How does it feel when you've controlled someone and they are part of your scheme now?
I feel like a security guard at an asylum.
Hey, do you ever think that sometimes the lunatics are running the goddamn asylum?
Not on my watch.
What a delightful comedy duo of the podcast genre.
It really is. Top of the floor.
And nobody can beat us. We're funnier than anybody. Let's take that back.
No, there's a difference between no one can beat us and you can't hurt us.
Have you watched Dark Side of the Ring? I'm not even that big of a wrestling fan at all, actually, but it's incredible.
No, what is that on Netflix?
No, it's on Vice. It's a show about a documentary about some of the bad things that have happened. It's really good. You'll do it, maybe, right?
So Dana, I don't know if I have time for a Dana Schwartz thing, but I'll do a live one for you today. How's that?
Okay. I'd like to hear it.
Dana Schwartz. How's that?
In excelsis Deo, Dana Schwartz, in excelsis Dana J. Schwartz. I did go octave higher, but maybe you can auto-tune that.
Yeah, we'll fix that up.
I don't have auto-tuned, obviously.
Work on getting an edit function before the auto-tune.
Well, kind of threw me off there. I'm not sure what happened. And we'll
I'm sorry. Was that the sound of you being flummoxed?
Yeah, it was.
All right.
Too sold, too flummoxed.
Stephen L. Yates says gas detonation velocities can be as high as 3,000 meters per second. Solid explosives often have detonation velocities ranging between 4,000 meters per second to 10,300 meters per second. Jews in Northern Ireland referred to them as the Surus.
Hey, Susan had never heard that before, that they were called the Trouble, so I had like 30 seconds of blowhardy.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, Susan. They were called the Troubles. You wish you had my goddamn life. It's a penis over here.
Well, you don't have to listen to this fucking show. That's good. That's pretty golden.
Ooh, well, hey, look what happened when I turned over the rocks.
The Saurus. They refer to it as the Saurus.
The Saurus. You know, my knee. I went for a walk and my knees were kind of sore a little bit afterwards. A little bit. Well, bet. I dare you to put that.
I've heard you referred to as a hackosaurus.
I wear it well. I would put, if anybody's casting a hack, although the new guy is on that show, Hacks has now taken over. I think his agent is. I think I'm not going to get my agent parts anymore because he's the new version.
Yeah. I think he's one of the creators of the show, the guy playing the manager.
He's excellent. He's excellent. He's very fun. I enjoy his whole demeanor. I'm not that familiar with him previous. Are you?
No, nor am I. I'm not. I don't know much about the folks making it.
Can you say you don't know much about the Providence?
Or know the provenance, perhaps.
What's that? Oh, of course. If you're looking at can you tell me more about the terroir of the show?
I can't.
Okay. That's why we don't like Yes and that much, because we both were done with that bit.
Yeah.
Why would we continue it further?
Yes, and is the sound of a dead horse talking.
Here's a dead horse trying to laugh one more time.
Okay. Thud. Thud.
Your part's too easy. Oh, it's just amazing. Your wife must be so lucky to hear that you are capable of all these range of sounds.
Yes. M. Ledsome says, Pickles says, just thought that might move me up to first. No?
M. Ledsome, who is funnier than her? Nobody.
Exactly. Much love to and condolences, J. Elvis and Allison.
And I say I add to that, too.
Thank you to all of you. Chaotic Neutral says, hey guys, I landed a gig at a venue with an early 20s crowd, and they don't get references to old pop culture, i.e. Star Wars, Harry Potter, September 11th. Any advice on how to connect with a younger audience? Hold on. It's funny that he said the younger audience, and then my answering machine went off.
Your answering machine went off. And it's not a joke, folks. Someone records something on that 30-year-old machine of his.
Yes.
Did you ever see that scene in Swingers?
I did.
Yeah. Funny stuff.
So, Chaotic Neutral says, any advice on how to connect with a younger audience? Failing that, how does Huell Hauser have any advice? Well, of course, it's easy to connect with an audience. It's all about being curious. It's all about having a natural sense of curiosity and then a little dash of irrational exuberance.
I wish Lou was more curious with all the things he's missed over the years.
Lou's like an old fogey compared to me.
So you live here in this county. That's fantastic.
Is that a Tech-9?
So you can shoot how many times with an AR-15? That's fantastic.
Run? I don't want to run.
Hey, blah, blah, blah. I've been everywhere in California, lady. Dazzle me.
I'm looking for California gold, and you're giving me California shit.
Lady, the doctor just gave me a little over a year to live, and I'm going to go and ask him if he can cut it down a little with this kind of garbage. The last shows of Huelhauser did not go well. Hey, do you want Lou to get another shot? I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh, my choices are so bad.
That's the last episode, yeah. You're stepping on my ass.
So this is where, if this was if I die today, are you telling me I'm going to be here in this? I see you? That's fantastic. Please, someone tell me they have that footage, because I think he would like that to come out.
I think so.
Are you getting this, Lou? I can't breathe. I can't feel my ass.
Are you getting this light at the end of this tunnel, Lou? It's fantastic.
Hey, Lou, is this your life flashing before my eyes? This is the funniest bit we've done. Is a Huelhauser dying. Nobody remembers who he is or cares, but we love it.
Some people say you taste copper. I'm tasting menudo.
So are you saying if I go through this hospice, that...
Yeah, make it fresher for me, will you?
Oh, that was bad. That was bad, but but I just thought that would be funny if you went in the hospice.
Yeah.
Make it fresher for me. I'm never going to get an award for being the most gracious, or what is it when you tastefully.
Yes.
Tastefully. Hey, did you ever notice how the word hospice is like the word hostage? Huh? What kind of a crowd is this? Oh, I'm the bad guy because of my bad taste hospice jokes. I'm not the family member who passed. Everyone's silent. What's that sound?
That was my cricket attempt.
Someone says that the cicadas are gone. Is this true?
I think they're due. I think they'll sort of stretch out through the month. It sounds like.
But was there an invasion and now they're gone? Someone seems like it was a terrible.
There was a
plague.
Well, yeah, it happens every 17 years.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't know this story, Josh. Yeah. I'm serious.
Okay,
I'm going to write something down because I haven't listened to the show. Go ahead.
Cicadas, they live underground for about 17 years. And then they come out all the fuck at once and fuck like cicadas and create a biblical like plague upon the states that they cross, and then they die.
So that's why at Meltdown it became like you could barely hear yourself talk. That was during that 7-year thing.
No, those were literally just crickets.
Oh, okay. Now why don't I know the difference between crickets and cicadas?
Well, crickets are year.
Please be nice. Please do not put any tone in your voice.
Crickets are there whenever you do stand up. First of all, it wasn't just Meltdown. And secondly, they aren't.
I'd like to blame it on Meltdown.
They're an every year thing. They aren't something that lives underground for 17 years.
And do they sound? Are they from a similar?
They're crickets, grasshopper. They're very grasshopper-like cicadas.
Oh, wow!
Crickets are slightly less grasshopper-like.
So, but this is when did the thing? Okay, so this 17-year thing just came to a close.
Well, it's waning now. They haven't all disappeared.
Okay, now it's gone from.
But they don't happen in California.
You have a creepy. What's that?
They don't happen in California.
Oh, none of this has happened in California.
No.
All right, I'm just gonna. So I don't have to update my cricket material.
Probably not. They'll show up on their own.
I just want to say, what a horrible, disgusting bug.
Which?
Crickets and cicada, any form of it.
Yeah.
Grasshoppers don't make as much noise. I'm going to be the new curmudgeon who doesn't like certain bugs.
All right. The problem with grasshoppers, they're constantly trying to snatch the pebble from your hand, though.
I knew it was going to be. I knew it. Because I couldn't. All I was thinking of was the Karate Kid or whatever it was.
Yeah, Kung Fu. Yeah.
Oh, it's Kung Fu. That was a great series because he was, first of all, Chinese,
Right, David Carradine, sure.
Yeah, so it was so respectful. That's what I
Right.
liked about it.
Yeah.
Respectful.
You can't say appropriation without appropriate.
And I can't think of anybody else who could have played that part.
No,
That's the thing.
no. Well,
Only an American who doesn't know martial arts.
right. Could have been Mako.
I forgot who Mako is. Did you know?
By the way,
Paragon?
MAKO, look it up, and you'll go, oh, him.
Oh, that okay. Hey, MAKO.
Yeah.
And did you know a lot about John Paragon? I mean, I knew.
No, only that he was Jambi.
Right. Okay.
Sous Vide wants to know when was the last time you chewed gum and what flavor was it?
A few years. I do it every few months, and I usually go for bubble or something close, but I never like it.
I chewed gum yesterday. It was peppermint.
I find the flavor goes away, and then it becomes like it's the worst thing you could possibly. It's not fun. It's not putting nicotine into you.
Yeah.
It's not like when I used to do chew.
No, I literally keep peppermint gum around as to ward off heartburn.
Oh, I don't. Oh, my sister gave me peppermint. Also peppermint lozenge, like peppermint, like the soft peppermint you used to get at restaurants, and that's very good for when you have stomach upset. So that's cool. All right, just go on with it if you don't. Why, you hate my sister? You hate her now?
No,
Oh, you hated her.
She's good.
Oh, you hated her.
She's good. I think.
Okay.
She was better when she spoke for herself.
Oh my God, it's so inappropriate. Oh, please. And thank you for saying happy birthday to my dad. I forgot his birthday too.
Did you?
But my brother had to remind me. Yeah, June 16th.
Yeah, I don't know if you, did you feel guilty about forgetting it?
Yes.
Okay. Why? Because you didn't call him?
I love, these are the funniest things to me. I love when they come out of left field. I love every time when you don't think it's going to happen again. No, because the thing is, I have been noticing, maybe we talked about this. I definitely am. I had noticed that I was adopting his mannerisms, and I knew that it was this time of year again.
Yeah.
But for some reason on the actual day, I had no memory until my brother wrote to me. And then I did feel guilty. And then from therapy, I just realized, well, that is a completely useless emotion. And most of the time I can stop feeling it.
Good.
Because I'm a good person, Josh. Very good. And I love my dad.
Yes.
No, I love my dad, even though he...
Yes.
No, he was great. Even though he belittled me and he made me feel less than. No, he was great. No, fine. He didn't pick me up. I was afraid to call him when I was mugged outside of when I went to see Hair.
Yeah.
Afraid to call my actual father.
Because of the way you were dressed, you were just asking for it.
No, but I've gotten all over it. No. I've gotten over
Carrying
the
that
fact
bag with the actual dollar sign on the side.
Yeah, that's right. Queen's Jew money. It's this way. Queen's Jew money. No, it's totally fine. Everything's fine. You know, they that was their take on it. Okay. Got tired of doing that character.
Michael O'Connor says, just wanted to give my condolences to Allison and yourself for the loss. Thank you. I love listening to you guys while walking the dog every Monday evening. Keep up the great work. And Josh, you have the patience of Job.
What is happening here? That's like the guy last week. And Josh, I don't know. I certainly hope you get paid more. And Josh, if you need money to buy Xanax and Josh, my heart goes out to you to be around that obnoxious Jew.
You have no idea how much it feels good to hear.
Yes, it does. Even though you wrote the letter yourself, didn't you?
Yep. I went with Michael O'Connor.
Yup. Who's that guy? Who's that cartoon go? Yup.
Dan Wade says, Josh, as usual, you're being too hard on yourself. In Test Show 213, you said you had a hard time relating to people without a sense of humor, and yet Shucky Ducky is one of your biggest fans. Wow. Shots fired.
Wow, that was a roast level.
He took a shoddy dotty at Shucky Ducky.
Wow. You said it. The only thing I could add is a GIF of someone eating popcorn.
Right. You know, we have a shit ton more questions here, Andy.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I just scrolled ahead and went, oh, shit.
Okay, I'll stop.
Okay, no, yeah, I wasn't scolding.
I mean, unless it's really
I wasn't
important.
scolding, I was warning. Don't Call Me Boopsy says, thoughts on John Carpenter? I have 6 of his films in my top 100 and 2, Halloween and Big Trouble in Little China, in my top 10. What say you?
You'll have to take this one because I do appreciate the ones I've seen, but I don't know that much about him.
I like John Carpenter a lot. I don't have 6 of his films in my top 100, probably. But I like him because he makes John Carpenter movies, if that makes any sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. I said it the second time.
I'm not a big fan of the Halloween, but because I just don't, that's not my genre of choice, but Big Trouble in Little China is good.
Yeah, I want to see, I haven't seen that one, and I've never seen the Halloweens, because I always thought Halloween you should see something like Dracula, and then I don't see that either, but I don't know what to see on Halloween. Is it scary?
Yeah, sure.
But you don't get scared because those movies don't scare you.
They don't actually scare me. They startle me occasionally.
Like the scene in Carrie startled me.
Yeah.
So that you do get startled, but you don't go, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't get all realistic to me.
Right.
Mike Parrish says, I looked up at the moon the other night and noticed it was in the phase of Mac tonight. Are there any fast food ads from the past that are locked in your memory? Oh, like every fast food ad is locked in my memory.
That is terrible.
Did you ever eat a McDLT? Yes, I did. I was Happy Meal age in the 80s, so I never had the pleasure. I did have, my high school was across the street from a McDonald's, and therefore the McDonald's was essentially our lunchroom. And so I ate many McDLTs over the years.
So I would think your parents they didn't care that you ate McDonald's?
Absolutely did not care at all.
That's good. My parents didn't care, but then they wouldn't have given us the McDonald's money.
Yeah. Well, the McDonald's money wasn't really much more than the lunchroom money.
Right. But my parents made sure that they gave me, the worst thing they did was forcing me to have the grade school food. They could have made me a sandwich every day.
Yeah, my mom worked, so that shit was out the window.
What was out the window?
Her making lunches and things.
So you were also, my mom wasn't doing anything.
No, your mom should have made you lunch, but she was clinically depressed, Andy.
You could be the worst. That could have been a peek into the worst of humanity right there. The glee with which you said
That
it.
was no glee whatsoever.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Jason Parton says, hey, Servo, did you ever get that mango juice? Ah, yes. I don't know. I couldn't even.
That was good.
Servo as W.C. Fields there.
Ah, yes.
I had the mangoes rubbed around on my little tiny robot body is what happened.
Look, this is something that should be between you and your gardener. I mixed it up then at the end. Is that therapist?
Yeah. Seth Dick III says it's dusk here on one of the longest nights of the summer. A truly gorgeous evening. Mama Dick III just walked in from the deck in a cloud of weed smoke and said, ask those two if they call them fireflies or lightning bugs.
See, that I believe now. Now I'm back.
Yeah.
Now I want to be at that house and hang out with those guys.
Okay. Just because there was weed there.
Yeah. And I think I've heard both in my life.
Yeah, but what do you call them?
I grew up calling them lightning bugs.
I'm a firefly. I'm from the firefly part of town.
All right. Well, don't shove it down my throat. I mean, it's not something to be proud of. I was killed by a firefighter once. My brother was killed by a firefighter.
Oh, we're going firefighter now.
Yeah. No, but that's, let me finish. So any word that has either fire, no, shut up, both of me and you, and more me.
Dan Marsh says, best concerts you ever attended. Worst? 3 best off the top of my head. Concert for George, of course. The David Byrne and Prince. And the worst was Etta James with dementia.
Is that how they build it?
Yeah, and that wasn't her backup group, by the way.
I mean, I think that's really cruel that they called her backup group dementia.
Uh-huh.
The worst concert was Loggins and Messina because shouldn't have even been that into them, and then they disappointed me. So it was all my fault. I think the best would be a couple of Grateful Dead concerts because I was immersive into that drug culture type thing. So the actual experience was, and a couple of ones at the Greek Theater, maybe Talking Heads at the Greek Theater.
Yeah.
I think would be up there.
Good.
Shut up. Blowhardy, go away, Blowhardy. Nobody cares, Blowhardy, that you saw the Talking Heads. All you cared about was telling people that you saw the Talking Heads and that you were immersive into the Grateful Dead. What kind of a fucking idiot are you? Uses words like immersive? No wonder Josh hates your guts.
Dan Marr says, what's the oldest thing in your home and where did it come from?
Come on. Are they trying to set me up to insult my wife? I mean, what are you talking about?
Oh, ouch.
That's only because she's a year older than me. We're virtually the same age.
Uh-huh. Keep digging.
I have a 30-year-old cat.
You do not have a 30-year-old cat.
Susan and I have a you know our parrot that we love, right? Bobby?
Sure.
He's
I thought I was talking to him all this time.
Hey, Mr. Muggs. Mr. Muggs, who lives with us.
Yeah.
The chimpanzee.
Well, I'll give you enough respect to take your question seriously. And say the oldest thing in my house is a little tiny, is 2,500 years old. And it's a little tiny oil pitcher from Israel.
Oh, you bought that line of...
My mother
You
did.
think you have
My mother did. So careful.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But you know, there was an episode...
It came with a certificate of totally truthful.
Or is it like...
But I will tell you that even if it's off by 1,000 years, it's still the oldest thing in my house.
And I think that's great. Also, it's on point. It's on point. It's on topic.
Yeah.
It's on, so now I guess you feel like, oh, I'm Josh. I'm better because I listen to questions and I answer appropriately. Oh, Andy's all, what did you say? Who likes that? When's he gonna die, Andy? He's so old.
Alpha Nerd says, April 2, 2012, ATX. Some fans and I were being regaled after hours in the lobby of the Moon Tower Comedy and Oddity Festival Hotel by the funniest guy we'd ever encountered. Never had I heard Kindler actualize like that until Josh Elvis Weinstein hosted a podcast with him.
Wow. You have, who was that from?
That was from Alpha Nerd.
Thank you, Alpha Nerd. I see me holding court in the lounge there of the hotel. And sometimes I could get in a nice roll. So now I'm all inflated. My head won't get through the door.
Yeah. Did you wear like a judicial robe for your court holding? How did you actually formally hold the court?
What I did was I can't think of anything funny. Benny Hill. Was I dressed like Flip Wilson? What should be a funny thing I was dressed as?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Can you put it in later?
I've seen your regular clothes.
Joke clothes? I've seen your regular clothes. This is like a guy who's tired, who's working on a roast.
Right.
Nice shirt. What happened? You couldn't get a shirt that was attractive?
Richard Cole says today, Friday, is Paul McCartney's birthday. What are your favorite Paul songs from the Beatles and his solo catalog? Does Angry Bob Dylan have any favorites? Well, let me just get that out of the way. No.
You don't like Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney?
No.
He's half of the Beatles. He's the McCartney part of the London McCartney.
Yeah, got it.
Oh, someone sounds jealous.
Oh, I'm jealous. Yeah, real jealous.
If you had told me when I started comedy that I was going to be the straight man to me and Bob Dylan, I would have said, pinch me. No, seriously.
I would have said you're a fucking idiot, just like I say today.
I get sexually turned on by Bob Dylan hating me. And he's my hero, too. And they get like a charge.
Yeah, just don't sing along.
Oh, my God. the ironic or whatever it is that Bob Dylan should make fun of my voice after by spending my entire life defending his voice for no reason. Like he doesn't care. It's my issue.
No, it's everybody's issue when you're singing.
Bob, relax. Things are going to get better. Trump's out of office.
I just sold my catalog. I don't give a shit.
You do seem like you like money a lot.
I like the money.
And I say that as a fellow Jew, not as like a Jewish thing, but
I like the filthy lucre.
Hey, only I know that you're referring to him as he was as a DJ on that theme time radio hour. Wasn't that a reference to that?
No.
Oh, because he says he hosts a thing about money, and he goes, this song, filthy lucre, cabbage, ice. He's a very good, very entertaining host on the Bob Dylan Theme Time Radio Hour.
Written by Eddie Gordetsky.
So you did know what I was saying. No,
I knew what you were talking about. I just never listened to it because I didn't have...
Right, and I wasn't just because you heard somebody else use filthy lucre, Andy, doesn't mean it's the first time.
Yeah. Yo, 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 Yoshi, Yoshi,
Yeah.
Yoshi, Yoshi,
Yoshi,
Yoshi,
Yoshi, Yoshi,
Yama, Bo, Oto, Yamamoto, Yamamoto, says the Knicks made the playoffs for the first time since 2013. Mets are first in the division. Islanders are in the Final Four, and the Jets drafted a stud QB that's drawing comparison to Rodgers and Mahomes. Andy, the loser New York teams, ours, are finally turning it around. Come on. You can't say shit like that. You're the jinx now, Yoshi.
Well, interesting. It's interesting that he should. Does he remember that I was actually experienced the joy of '69? Why do I have to stick it in his face that he wasn't around during '69 and '70?
Yeah, ha ha ha! You're not in your 60s.
Well, the Mets really like this guy DeGrom. I mean, I guess we have some. I mean, there's some excitement over there, and then the Knicks going right through the playoffs. You know, they sweeping the first team. And it looks good for them now. No, but the Knicks lost 4-1, right?
They didn't sweep anybody. They got their asses kicked out of the play.
No, they won one game, though, right? And everybody was excited. It's going to be a while before the Knicks. But I'm willing to jump back on the bandwagon of the Mets anytime.
Well, good. I'm sure they'll be thrilled.
Yeah, I'm sure I would be. I'm sure. You know, there was once a time where I fancied myself. I wouldn't be on a show talking about sports.
You're a real goddamn rabbit's foot for them.
Yeah, who needs me?
Tom the Tom says, are you looking forward to the Edgar Wright Sparks Brothers doc? I am. I hear it's a good doc, and the Sparks are like one of those bands like Big Star that, you're supposed to know if you're super cool, but I really don't.
I would like to see the doc, and I echo your reasons for seeing it because I only know I've always been kind of fascinated by it. It's the group from the 80s, right?
Well, they're like from the 70s, and it's like 50 years. They're 50 years in,
right? But they had like, and your name is Mickey Mouse. That song, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they're very hard to do. They also wrote the theme song to Bookworm, the second theme song. Okay, just go to the. I'm sorry.
I know. If I knew what you were talking about, I'd be interested.
Do you know Bookworm from KCRW? It's like, I'm Michael Zuber.
I do, yes.
I made you laugh. That wasn't bad. I'm Michael Zuber. I think the problem with this thing is that I didn't get it, but I heard it in my own head.
No, but you're one out of the chute. That's not really fun.
Well, he used to have a theme song that went, and when you like to have a thing called book, speak, and you book a book, and then the guy from Sparks rewrote it, the theme song.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Was not aware of it, sir.
Christopher Seymour says, Josh, what pinball machine do you own? I own a Williams Beat Time machine from, I would say, 66, 67.
Do you think you have a buyer?
I bet I could find a buyer. I have not put it on sale.
You don't want to sell it.
I kind of do want to sell it. I just don't want to deal with it.
That's true. That should be the name of your memoir.
It should. Yoshi's back to say, I read that your local tiny earthquake did no damage except to the Jimmy O building. It's true. It's true. The roof caved in and it took them 3 days to notice.
I don't understand that joke.
They're very short, Andy.
Well, why would that affect them not noticing the roof caving in?
Because
they're so
they
close
still
to the
had
ground.
clearance. They still had clearance, is my point.
What a sad collection.
It's a better joke than what you understood, I think.
It's a good joke. I don't even say it's a bad joke. I think it's a classic joke. The thing is, Jimmy O's is built in to not. It's one of the few stores that by design should not suffer much damage during an earthquake.
What makes you say that?
Because everything's short. Am I just saying the same joke you said?
I was just giving you a taste of your own medicine.
It's terrible. I don't like it. Supercalifragilistic, shove it up his ass.
DB says, favorite Nat Hiken series, Bilko or Car 54?
Hey, I just mixed up supercalifragilistic with a spoonful of sugar, I think.
Oh, how terrible.
Car 54
You'll never undo that mess.
Car 54 and what?
Bilko.
Bilko's a better show, I think, but I'm not familiar with Car 54.
See, I'm the other way. I've probably seen way more Car 54s than Bilko's, but I think Phil Silvers is probably the funniest of all of it.
Right. He is hilarious.
But Car 54 was a pretty fun show.
I have to be honest and say that my opinion is not formed at all on any facts.
All right.
Because I don't think I've seen more than 2 seconds of that show. I like the people in it.
Also, better theme song.
Yes. Car 54, where are you? Oh, God. Someone shoot me in the head.
Jompy Bean says, I just got an email asking if I take checks as payment for my artwork pieces. I don't even make artwork pieces, so I sent them a reply. Is this a good one? I only take cash. You can roll it up and stick it in any hole in the computer, then push send.
Very good. In fact, I had a joke that was similar to that about how I ordered it online and I thought it would come through a big, thick pipe. It was during the time when people did jokes about, what do you have to text people for? What do you need that for?
All right.
Yeah.
What's wrong with my beeper?
Hey, what is your beeper? Is your beeper on the fritz?
Michelle Wise Carver.
So you don't even need me. I think you don't even need me.
Yes. Michelle says, just popping in to remind you both how much I love you. Thank you. The podcast is firing on all cylinders, humor-wise, and holy shit, Josh, you are a patient man.
What the fuck is going you son of a bitch. Michelle.
Love and peace to you and Allison, re her mom, so don't fucking cool your jets. Andy, so excited to see that you'll be performing live.
That is so wonderful, Michelle. And I'm not going to hold this against you, Michelle. But I think he's editing the fucking show now to make a monkey out of me. Is that what you're doing? Is this a baby? Is this baby monkey?
No, that's a big fucking monkey on my back.
I didn't know you were a heroin user.
It's an albatross monkey.
Oh, good. That's better.
Tyson Sainer says, which is heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of gold? There is more to this one than many people would assume.
I've heard this example before, but I don't remember what the answer is.
Yeah, well, do you have an answer?
I don't remember, and I get nervous because I know I should know it, and then
You should. So just hear the question once again
Okay.
and go with your gut. Which is heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of gold?
A pound of gold.
No, you dumb fuck. A pound's a pound, you dumb motherfucker.
I hate your stupid face.
I hate your stupid face. Andy Kindler, we hate your stupid face.